Welcome back to the Highline Podcast. Hit that button.
Yeah!
Let's go!
You can't do that.
I can't get it right.
Shut the f*** up and let me talk.
I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken.
You're only young,
But you're gonna die! Proceed to party!
Ooh, are you ready, Riley?
What did he say?
Go Tigers.
That's incorrect.
Go Cox. I think that might be the best one we've ever done. That was good. I like that.
Summer has come and passed. Toyota sucking can never last. Wake me up when September ends. Like Clemson's fall from grace. 7 years has gone so fast. Wake me up when September ends. Here comes Denny winning again, falling from the stars, drenched in my pain again, becoming who we are. As my memory rests, but never forgets what I lost. Wake me up when September ends. Summer has come and passed. Toyota sucking can never last. Wake me up when September ends. Fuck! One take, Drake.
I saw a stat. I think Chevrolet and Ford have led 40 laps of the first two playoff
It's
races.
just awesome, man. I'm having a great time. I love it here. And I mean, Denny's not the worst Toyota guy to win, but fuck me, man. Can somebody else put up a fight? To be fair, Kyle Larson probably had the best car, but
I don't know about that.
he was dominating early. He passed Denny and took off to like a 4-second lead early in the race. So I think he probably had the best car, but execution-wise, didn't work out for that 5 team.
Yeah.
I'm awful. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, I'm doing well as well.
How's that shoulder?
Shit hurts.
You pissed me off. I know where to go.
Yeah, it's pretty sure I have fucked up my right shoulder in a significant fashion.
You gotta stop beating off so hard.
I mean, I use my left, but
Your
my,
what's that word?
ambidextrous.
Yeah.
My right shoulder is in immense pain, and it hurts to do anything other than keep it completely still. So probably going to not do anything about it and hope it goes away.
Yeah. Kind of like my wrist for 2 years, and then finally
My wrists are fucked as well.
Yeah, I'm going for my wrist tomorrow, which I got severe ligament damage in my wrist.
Yeah.
My right wrist. Probably from beating off as well.
Yeah.
It's just so big, man. Sometimes it's hard to
That's
tangle that beast.
I don't have that problem.
Neither do I.
But, yeah, I mean, other than my arm being fucked, doing awful. So
Me too. I'm doing bad, man. It's been a rough one.
well, I will say this.
I was so excited for football to come back, and I'm just in misery.
Yeah, well, you, at least you have, like, because I know you're a fan of, like, 6 different pro teams.
I am not.
At least you have your Packers,
Yeah,
which I never knew you were a fan of until, like, 15 days ago. But apparently you've been a Packer fan forever. But
As a side piece. They're my side piece.
yeah, so you're a Packers fan, a Panthers fan.
That's it.
think-
I cheer for the Panthers over the Packers when they play each other later in the year. I'm a cheer
you
for
like
the
the
Panthers.
Buccaneers and the Jaguars.
No,
and
I don't.
the Colts and
I cheer for the players on those teams. I don't
Broncos
cheer
and-
for the teams themselves.
Minnesota and Detroit.
Minnesota?
Aren't you a Houston Oilers fan?
Yes.
But anyways,
R.I.P.
at least you got the Packers. I mean, I know that your Panthers are probably going to lose 17 games this year.
It didn't look good.
And who knows?
Clemson didn't look any better.
What Clemson's going to do, but
But hey, y'all were struggling with South Carolina State for the first
hey,
half.
all you need to do is look at the final score.
Oh, yeah. Same thing with us. Look at the final score.
It's all that matters.
We won by 11. Dabo had what I heard was Dabo, he betted Troy with the points.
Yeah.
It was like 33. He's like, you know what? We're going to go out here and shuck this first half.
Yeah.
He did a great job at shucking. Jesus.
Well,
I wanted to jab my eyes out. I was in here watching it. You were watching it in here with me Saturday before I went to work. And I was lifeless, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I was just like, turnover, pick six. I'm like, fucking 3 and out. Troy running up and down our throats. Like I just had no feeling. Because the players felt like they didn't fucking care. So why should I care, you know? Shit pisses me off. But go down Georgia Tech this weekend and lose by 20. And hopefully then we realize we have a problem.
Well, I think the big issue is, at least with Saturday's games, I'm kind of writing off Clemson's and I'm kind of writing off Carolina's bad performances, granted in wins. But very strange set of circumstances.
With the weather delay.
With the weather delays and
Well, here's the thing
all
with the
that stuff,
Clemson
so-
game. I don't buy that because Troy had the same weather delay as us.
well, so did South Carolina State. But
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying that's not an excuse to play like
I'm
shit.
not saying it's an excuse.
And they came out there. They scored immediately. Then we had the weather delay, so we're down 7-0. We went 3 and out. Then we got back going with them having the ball.
Y'all stopped them.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, y'all stopped them on the first drive after.
Maybe, but we still played like shit the whole
Yeah.
first half. It wasn't like we were getting destroyed, had the weather delay, and then we came back out and started dominating.
Well, and South Carolina's was 3 hours long.
Yeah, it's long.
And when we kicked off, the stadium was rocking, but we kept getting pinned deep. Like, I think our first 3 possessions were all inside the 10. And that's tough to get anything going. No excuses. Obviously, the offense has to play better, but I'm not super nervous. I think we should beat Vandy this weekend. At home, 7:30 kick.
Hey, y'all have a common opponent, and they beat the shit out of Virginia Tech in that second half.
They were beating Virginia. I think Virginia Tech's
Virginia
losing.
Tech was beating them at halftime.
That's what I'm saying. But I think Virginia Tech's losing games on purpose. Like, I don't know. They got to, because it's Vandy. How you gonna be up 10 at half at Vandy and get just throttled in the second half at home?
Diego Pavia is that man.
Well, he won't be that man this weekend in Columbia, South Carolina.
I expect a national championship right there in Nashville. National championship or bust, according to Diego.
Yeah. Well, they can keep thinking that.
We both got gold teams.
Yeah. I think you
Both
guys
got smart schools.
I think you guys are going to be fine. I think y'all beat Georgia Tech this weekend.
Okay, then. We'll see.
I think we'll be fine. I think we'll beat Vandy.
Y'all got a night game, right?
Yeah, 7:35 kick.
We got a noon game, which I like that, and I like us being away from home. Fucking maybe that'll get the fucking
Y'all need
teams
to
together.
South Carolina and Clemson have very similar issues. We both need to learn how to run a damn ball,
Yeah.
and we need to protect the quarterback.
And our quarterback needs to make better decisions.
Oh, I see. Our
And
quarterback's
misreads.
our quarterback's making fine decisions. He just needs to throw the ball accurately. And then our receivers,
Cade's not reading the field right.
our receivers need to catch the ball when we get it to them as well.
That's not our problem either, for the most part. Well, a little bit.
But
Anyway, LSU game had a few drops.
yeah. But anyway, so this is a NASCAR podcast.
Is it? I don't want to talk about it.
Gateway was. I agree with you. I talked to you yesterday.
Thanks
Was
for
it?
doing that race review that I asked for, too.
I fell asleep at 8:30.
Always.
I was
Every time on 4
concussed.
nights, hey, man, can you do a race review? Nothing. Fucking, he's out like a light.
I was concussed. But
I got to do it, damn, when I get off work,
Yeah.
7:30 in the morning.
but
With a damn garbage truck. You can hear the garbage truck in the background. It's every time. Every time I do a race review after work on a Monday, that here comes the garbage truck.
well, it's probably a good thing that I didn't do it because like.
You didn't watch much of it.
I mean, I did, but, like, I don't remember the race at all. Like, I remember bits and pieces of it, but, like, it was just, it's almost like the race didn't exist, even though I sat there and I watched a lot of it. Like, I remember the beginning, the middle and the end. But what happened, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. Like, I know, like, I missed the Josh Berry wreck, which I know that happened. I saw the 14 completely blow the corner. The 14.
19.
Yeah, the 19 completely blow the corner and wreck Daniel Suarez. I saw the 12 get dumped by the 5. I saw, who did Chase Elliott wreck somebody? Who was
Josh
it?
Berry.
Oh, yeah, it was Josh Berry. Yeah, I didn't see that, but saw Toyota domination.
Like I said, Kyle Larson had something for him. I think he probably had the best car. He just lost track position. And then when Bubba spun the tires on that restart, that's what killed Larson. Because he was 4th and fell back to like 6th.
Well, then, because Christopher Bell got in the back of him, and then Larson had to pit because that flap.
That's right. Yeah. On the that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And he was kind of out of it from there. But
yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. So you remember?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember Roush was average at best.
Better than I thought they'd be. They all had decent cars. Chris got close to the top 5 there one time.
Yeah, I think he finished 11th.
No, he finished 10th.
10th?
Or 9th or 10th.
Somewhere in there.
Another top 10 for old Chris. If he was in the playoffs, he'd be like 30 points above the cut line.
Yeah, well, that's
2
because
straight
a lot
top
of
10s.
guys are having bad couple. Like,
Still.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He'd be doing better than Austin Dillon right now.
Which isn't. He's been doing better than Austin Dillon all year. It's why these playoffs suck.
Doing better than Josh Berry.
All year.
Alex Bowman.
All year.
That's close. They're
Most
right there
of the year.
together.
Shane Van Gisbergen.
Other than road courses.
He's like 28th in points.
Yeah.
But anyways, decent enough race from what I saw. Kind of like I said, I know I've said this a bunch, throughout the summer months of this season. It was just another one of those NASCAR races that you're going to ask me about in 5 years that I will not remember a damn thing about. So, Gateway, in my opinion, hasn't ever put on a bad race, but they don't.
Never a great race.
Yeah, I mean,
either.
it's just they're always just a race happened at Gateway this weekend, and which kind of sucks because you hope you'd have some bangers here and there, but we're going to Bristol this weekend, so it's probably going to suck. So maybe we'll look back on Gateway with some fondness because I'm not super looking forward to this weekend, but. All in all, I'd give the race a 5 or a 6 out of 10. I mean, it was average.
Yeah, same. I gave it a 6, and feel confident about that. It wasn't bad. Had its moments. Had some entertaining racing. It was still very hard to pass when you got up towards the front. You saw that with Joey, and when Joey was leading in the beginning of stage 3, I believe, maybe stage 2, I can't remember. Denny was all over him, and Denny was way faster than him, and he couldn't pass him. Then Christopher Bell, Denny kind of drove his stuff off trying to pass Joey and kind of fell back, and here comes Christopher, and he passes Denny, and he gets right there to Joey, and same thing. Joey gets kind of air blocks and doesn't allow Christopher to get a chance to pass him just based on how wide sweeping these corners are. The momentum off the outside lane is so key here. It's so hard to make a pass on the inside. You got to really overdrive it, and the problem is on the outside because it's so wide and such a long corner. You can overdrive it on the outside as well, and if you keep the momentum enough and you just don't you don't get in the gas too early off the corner and don't have to burp it, you'll be fine and have the momentum coming off the corner and be able to do it again and keep on holding them off. So that was frustrating because clearly Christopher Bell and Denny Hamlin were faster than Joey at that moment in time. And then you go back to stage 3, beginning of stage 3, this or in the middle of stage 3, it was the opposite. Denny was leading and Joey was faster than him, and Joey couldn't do anything to pass Denny. Denny did the same thing that Joey did to him. So I don't like to see that. That's just, like I said, defense wins races now over being aggressive on offense. You have clearly a better car. It doesn't matter unless you get somebody to make a mistake or you just are clearly faster than them. And Joey and Denny, when they were faster than the other, they just weren't quite fast enough. They were clearly faster, but they weren't fast enough. And that's frustrating. But, Kyle Busch spun it out early. I would love to see a Kyle Busch spin counter in this next-gen car. He spins it out about every other week. He still rebounded, I think, for a solid finish. He might have fallen off towards the end, but he was near the top 10 at the end of the race. Josh Berry, Chase Elliott incident. It's kind of a racing deal. I feel terrible. I know Chase feels terrible for Josh. It's not
Doubt it.
He did. He felt he.
Chase a bitch.
He clearly said it after the race. That's the first thing he says.
He
Like, man,
lied.
oh, did he? So I'm sure he feels bad about that. I mean, he had Josh race his car while he broke his leg a couple years ago.
Kyle Busch finished 22nd.
He must have fell off towards the end of the race because he was near the top 10 at the beginning of that run, or near the beginning of that long. You know what I'm saying? So they had that, and then had the Blaney and Larson thing, which looked terrible. On TV, obviously Larson said he was trying to drive it in, get on the 12 quarter and
Leave it to them
tighten
fucking
them up.
Hendrick boys.
And he just straight up misjudged it and dumped
Two
the
of them in
12.
one race.
Yeah, that was bad. I was frustrated about it. Obviously, Blaney has every right to be frustrated about it.
Me too. I picked him to win the damn race.
You still beat me. So he still were able to rebound for fourth, and Larson eventually he didn't have quite as good a finish as Blaney, so it kind of all evened out, huh?
12th, I think, for Larson.
Yeah, 12th or 13th or something like that. So good rebound for Blaney, but Larson makes these mistakes all the time, and it seems like nobody really gets him back, other than Denny Hamlin. So it's about time somebody gets that 5 back for all the things he's been doing. And like I said, he's probably the best driver in the world, but man, he makes a lot of mistakes. And I get you got to be aggressive to make the bold passes and the bold moves that he does make. But at some point, you got to have action for your repercussions. I said that completely backwards. Repercussions for your actions.
Yes.
I said actions for your repercussions.
This ain't a fallacy. It ain't superstition.
Yeah, so that was. We'll see how that goes. I don't think I don't think Blaney will wreck him because Blaney said before he don't really like to wreck people, but I think he will run Larson out of the
Ryan
ring.
Newman would beg to differ.
That was on accident. My head.
I am concussed.
Yes, but Chase. I was very surprised with Chase. He had a very good day. Gateway's one of his worst tracks. Never really shown race-winning speed
Hendrick
there.
in general
And,
did well, other than Bowman.
And Byron wasn't all that good.
Yeah, that's true.
So Chase and Larson carried the bandwagon for Hendrick, and it's a good race. That's positive momentum for the 9 team. It's not a race, not a track I expected him to do well. I thought he'd run 10th to 15th all day, and he made his way up there. Had some good restarts for a change. Had a couple bad ones too, but he had some good ones to get himself in position to be up there towards the end. And he was catching Logano and Denny there at the end before that caution. I don't think he would have passed either one of them. Him and Christopher both. I think Christopher had a better car than Chase, but he had a top 5 car, and that says a lot about the 9 team. 2 races in the playoffs, and Chase Elliott has been the leading finisher for Hendrick for both races, which is not what I would have suspected going into the playoffs. Now, last week at Darlington, it was 17th or 16th, whatever it was, so it wasn't great, but he was still better than the rest of his guys, rest of his teammates. So Chase and the 9 team are doing better than I expected. They're like 29 points or 30 points above the cut line going into Bristol. Should be safe. I feel good that I'm wrong about me predicting him to miss the next round of the playoffs. And we'll see how that goes in the round of 12. But it got to execute this weekend. A lot of shit can happen. But, Bowman and Josh and Shane. Shane was driving like a madman. There was a lot of shit going on with that 88 team. Kept on running into. He had dust up with, I think, Haley and Ty Gibbs, maybe. He was going after a lot of guys.
Guy stinks.
He's driving like a madman on Sunday. I don't know if Shane's just kind of starting to feel the pressure, or what's going on, or he's just trying to get too much out of the car than what is there for him. But obviously he needs to have a good race at Bristol this weekend, and he had a terrible race in the spring. So unless something, act of God helps, I don't think the 88 team's going to advance.
Yeah, he's going to have to win the race at Bristol, and the only way that happens is if 25 other people forget to come to the race. So,
yeah, so Shane's pretty much done unless everybody else
he's
just
cooked.
break or just
Unless
a massive wreck or something.
I will say this. He might show up and have a 10th to 15th place car. And if he does, pit strategy, whatever. You could get lucky.
If the tire works.
But, I mean, it's got to be fucking perfect for him, and it's not going to happen. So.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that in the next segment anyway. But
overall, the race was decent. Nothing to write home about, but it wasn't terrible. I think this race was better than Darlington last week, and
I think it's about the same.
It's close, but I think it was a little bit better. And if I would have said that 3 weeks ago, I would have said you're crazy.
Yeah.
So Gateway did about as good as it can do in this car, and still having not a heavy notebook on this track. Well, it's only fourth time we've come here. I think that's worked to his advantage with these teams, just not being 100% confident on what they got here. And as we get more and more years at this track, it might get a little worse unless the car gets fixed, which
Good luck.
I don't think that'll happen. So I think we're still in the honeymoon phase with Gateway, with having decent races like this, but I feel like in the future it could get a lot worse, and it'd be damn Texas 2.0.
Texas.
Bitch, I'm from Texas.
Chester drawers?
Yeah.
Spell that for me.
C. Est of drawers.
Do you know what they're actually called?
Yes.
What?
Chester drawers.
No, that's not what they're called. A lot of people don't know this.
Chest of drawers.
Yes, it's a chest of drawers.
I know. It's Chester drawers.
But it is Chester drawers. But
it's the South, baby. It's the South coming out of me.
But I didn't, legitimately, I consider myself pretty
Who is Chester?
I consider myself a pretty smart guy. I think I might have been a junior in high school before I knew it was chest of drawers.
I think I was about to say.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
But, Chester drawers. Hey.
Yeah.
They say I'm the biggest,
The baddest.
the largest.
What's next? Playoffs?
Playoffs?
Denny Hamlin, I don't think he's going to make it.
2 races in to the first round, and we're talking about playoffs?
Yes.
Are you kidding me? Playoffs?
Playoffs? Practice?
I know we say do this at least once a month on this podcast.
Drink a beer?
That's a top 5 interview of all time. Playoffs? 2 games into the season, we're talking about playoffs? Anyways.
I hope we can win a game. That's how I feel about my Panthers.
Yeah, good luck.
We're going to beat Arizona this weekend. They're not good. Neither are we.
They look pretty good against the Aints.
Yeah, the worst team in the league.
Hey, Spencer Rattler played pretty well.
Did he?
He played all right. He had some good throws. Guys dropping balls.
I saw
and right.
Brian Brisset block a field goal to help him still have a chance. Go Tigers.
He's the that used to be. He played D end or D tackle for you.
Tackle, big boy.
Yeah,
His sister died. A couple
that's
years
right.
ago.
That's why I know his name. Anyways,
Cancer.
playoffs. Here we go. Here we go.
They lost too.
They did.
Wasn't his fault though. Wasn't Dak's fault. Dak balled out.
Yeah.
Dak needs to ask for a trade.
Yes, he does. Maybe
Come
to
to the Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers.
I'll take it.
Anyway, we're going into the third race of the round of 16. Josh Berry, Alex Bowman, pretty much must-wins for those boys. Josh Berry's 45 points out. Alex Bowman's 35 points out. Shane Van Gisbergen only 15 out, which is a little bit lower than I would have thought.
He's still got a.
He's going to have.
He's in trouble.
Yeah, he's got a big issue. Austin Dillon, the ones that surprised me, only 11 points out. That's our stage. If they show up with a good.
The points wise, it ain't over with Dillon.
If they show up, if they show up to Bristol this weekend with a top 10 car,
son of a bitch, I got to start the clock.
Austin Dillon could 100% point his way in to the next round here.
Finish top 10 in the spring here.
Now that's another thing. Shane Van Gisbergen. If a guy like Austin Cindric and Ross Chastain get in a wreck early, Shane could point his way in.
Even Joey or Chase getting in a wreck.
Yeah, I mean
Joey more than Chase.
Yeah, Ross is 19 to the good. Cindric's 11. Joey 21 and Chase 28. those are really the ones that you're going to have to look at. I think Chase is going to be all right. I think Joey's going to be all right. I think really Ross is probably going to be
Joey
okay
was
too,
in the same situation 2 years ago, if you remember.
I do.
And he got involved in that wreck
early.
with Corey LaJoy and all them, and he was out.
Yeah, I do.
So Joey's not safe.
Was Truex in that wreck? Truex had one of those. Was that last year at Bristol? No, it wasn't last year.
He sucked it, bro. Remember, he missed the next round.
Yeah,
'Cause
there's
they
one.
sucked. Him and Ty Gibbs, Brad, they all sucked.
Yeah, but anyway,
Daniel.
I think we're gonna have a really interesting points battle, especially like if one of those guys somewhere in the middle, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Ross Chastain, if one of those three are in a wreck early.
Even Bell.
Yeah, Bell. Bell, I think if he gets stage points early, I think he'll be good. Not mathematically, obviously, but I think he'll be all right.
And Toyotas are really good at Bristol.
Yeah, but if we have an early wreck with a couple of the playoff guys in there, Austin Dillon and Shane Van Gisbergen are going to be on finish the race mode. And I think it'll be very interesting to see what happens because, and here's another thing nobody talk about. Josh Berry could easily, I'm not going to say easily, but Josh Berry could win this race. He could win this race.
I think he was
really good
in
here.
the spring?
Yeah, good here in the spring.
Was he?
I think he was good here last year when we were there. Granted, different team, but still, he's always been good at Bristol. Good short track driver. Penske historically been good. I know it's a Wood Brothers car, but that's a Penske car. Historically good at Bristol. So I wouldn't count Josh Berry out. I think
Finished 12th in the spring.
I think he ran better than that, but
Well, you couldn't pass.
yeah, well, that's true. But maybe I'm thinking the spring last year. He had one. Yeah, it was spring last year. He was up towards the front and burnt the tires off, right?
He started on a pole last spring
When we were there.
Yeah, with the tire degradation. Yeah, he spun out though. Remember? Oh no, did he spin out? No, that was Kyle. That was Reddick.
So did everybody else, though. If he did,
Kyle Busch spun out like 10 times in that race. That's what I'm saying, man. We need a Kyle Busch spin counter.
But anyways,
It's got to be at least in the 20s.
This playoff cut line, I think, is going to be very interesting. It doesn't look that interesting. Just looking at the numbers, it looks like Cindric is 11 to the good on Dillon. That, he's probably going to run around Dillon at worst. So, but if we get a wreck, which there usually is one early at Bristol, I think this cut line could be very, very interesting, and it has been for the past couple of years. So, we'll see. I hate to say this because I always say this, and it always ends up being wrong.
Go Tigers!
But I think it's chalk. I think Dillon, Van Gisbergen, Bowman, and Berry are the ones that are least likely to be fast out of the playoff guys, and the least likely to advance.
So I would have 3 out of 4 right out of my predictions. The only one I got wrong would be Chase missing it and Bowman making it.
I think I'd be
2 out of 4.
I think I'd be 2 out of 4.
Yeah, because you had Cindric missing it, and you had Ross miss it.
Yeah, but which still very possible.
It is.
But,
it is. But Ross ran good here in the spring. He finished 7th.
So we'll see. But I think it is going to be chalk. It's hard to predict wrecks. So obviously, if wrecks happen, that's going to change things. But just based on who's going to bring speed and who's going to be good, I think it's chalk. But that's why they run the races.
Yeah. I think my prediction last week on having like 5 or 6 guys really close obviously did not come to fruition, but it's still decently closer than it was last year at this point, when pretty much everybody below the cut line. Huh?
I gotta quit using this arm.
Just cut it off.
I forgot all about it there for a second.
Just be left-handed like your boy here.
Wrong-handed?
Yep, wrong-handed. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting. Cindric's not great at Bristol. Ross is decent, pretty good here. Austin Dillon has his moments here. Joey's pretty good here, but he can have a bad race here too. And obviously Bowman started on pole here in the spring. Was running second most of the day until he blew up. So if he does that again, wins the stage, gets third in stage 2. That's 18 points, right there. And And then what 20? How far is he below the cut line? 30 something. Bowman 35.
35.
So I mean that's half of it. And then Cindric just runs terrible all day, which I don't ever remember Cindric running good here in the Cup Series.
Yeah, but the problem is he's also got to outrun and outpoint
Austin Dillon.
Shane Van Gisbergen
he'll
by
do that.
20 points.
That's fair.
And Austin Dillon by 24 points.
Yeah, but I think
on top of Cindric having a terrible day.
Yeah. But he probably must win mode. So is Barry. But something happens and a couple guys get in a wreck or getting multiple laps down. It's hard. At Bristol, it's hard to get multiple laps back. It's easy. So at Bristol, it's easy.
Unless you get multiple wrecks. I mean, that you can get.
If you get behind at Bristol, it's very hard to catch up.
Yeah.
So qualifying's huge for the bubble guys. For Ross, which Ross is most of the year. In the playoffs, he's had really good qualifying efforts. But most of the year, Ross Chastain has really struggled on Saturdays. Well, normal Saturdays, qualifying day. So he has to have a good qualifying run. Now, he didn't have one in the spring and came up to finish top 10, which is very impressive. So, Chase, obviously, he just got to finish 15th, and he'll be fine. Same thing with Joey and Bell. Now, Bell could probably finish like 25th. And he'll be fine. So, it's all about staying out of trouble. But everybody else above that should be fine unless they have a catastrophic wreck early on. And just hoping, kind of like Bowman at Daytona, just hoping that nobody below the cut line wins. And they should be fine. But I don't know. I think it could get out of whack where Cindric runs. I could see a possibility where Cindric, Dillon, and Ross all run together all night, and it doesn't even matter. And that would kind of take out the drama in it because if they run in 12th to 18th, it doesn't matter between the points. Don't matter. You got to go out there and win. And then bringing a softer tire this weekend, which we'll talk about later. If you can if you can make moves and work your way up through the field, then that'll be good for them. But if you can't go nowhere and you don't have a good enough car to make your way up through there, it ain't gonna matter. Ain't nothing you can do. I mean, I've been there the past two races, and
past three.
Yeah, sorry. Well, the first one was really good.
Yeah, that's true.
The past two that I've been there, it's just been awful. I mean, you can't hardly go nowhere. Now, yeah, there's been some exceptions. Like I said, Ross came from the back to the front. Blaney came mid-pack and probably had one of the best cars other than Larson.
Byron.
What?
Byron came from mid-pack. Blaney started 5th, finished 5th.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, Byron's pretty good here in the spring.
Byron finished 6th, started 26th. Ross Chastain started 35th.
Yeah.
Finished 7th.
Yeah.
But everybody else in the top 10 started in the top 20.
Yeah, a few exceptions.
And everybody other than those two started in the top 17.
Yeah.
Yes,
so it's just very hard to pass with this car here if the tires just don't wear the fuck out. And I don't see a scenario where it'll be the 2024 spring race here, which hurts the competition aspect of it. It's just qualifying is going to be huge, and you'll have a few guys that probably come up from the mid-20s that has a really good car that can finish in the top 10, top 5 maybe. But I think for you to be able to win this race this weekend, you're gonna have to qualify in the top 7, top 8 to have a chance to win this race. And that sucks because Bristol was usually a driver's track, and with this car, it's just not anymore unless the tires fall off. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully the tires wear this weekend. We're getting ahead of ourselves, but I'm predicting that. I don't know. Sid, I don't trust the 2 car. I'm thinking Austin Dillon might jump him.
I don't know if he'll be 11 points better than him.
He could. I mean, Cindric.
He probably will be better than him, but I think they're going to both run 20th.
The good thing for Cindric is Blaney and Joey are really good here. And like I said, Blaney had probably the second or third best car in the spring. Remember, he stayed out long.
Yeah.
Was hoping for a caution because he was like 3rd or 4th.
Where'd he do that at a couple weeks ago?
Daytona?
No, he stayed out long someplace.
Oh.
Should have won the race and didn't. Was it Richmond? Yeah, it was Richmond.
he didn't stay out long. He just stayed out a lap or two later than.
That's long.
Yeah, technically, yeah. So I don't know, but I'm kind of leaning towards Dylan jumping Cindric this weekend, but it should be. Hopefully, it'll be close because. But I said this on my race review. Would you rather have a close points battle in this race or have a good race? I'd rather have a good race.
I'd rather have a good race.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather have a good race every race. The race is more important than the championship.
Yeah, because none of these guys are going to have a chance to win the championship. None of these guys.
No.
Like, yeah.
The only
thing that matters is I have a.
The only one that's
advancing
close.
around.
The only one that's close that will have an opportunity. I think there's two of them. And we could even say, like, is it close? It wouldn't surprise anybody. Joe Logano won the championship this year. He doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say he does, but he didn't deserve it last year and won it.
Yeah.
Chase Elliott also probably wouldn't surprise anybody if he won the championship. Doesn't deserve
Chase is different. He's
only 7 points ahead of Joey.
in this playoff,
Playoffs?
but year round, he's been top 5 in points all year.
Playoffs?
Which you want the Winston Cup format. He'd be leading
He'd be
the Winston.
leading it
He'd be
right
leading
now.
it right now.
For
I
sure.
know they would drive different and race different
Sure.
for all you Chase Elliott haters. I get that, but that still says something.
Yeah, it does.
Consistency. But the problem is consistency really doesn't win championships anymore.
No, it doesn't, and
So,
it shows because he's fucking 9th in points right now.
Yeah.
And if he blows up on lap 1, he's in real trouble. So,
Hendrick Carr blew up there in the spring.
they did. Is that what happened to Bowman? He blew up?
He never fully blew up.
That's right. He just
He
ran
was
around.
smoking. He was smoking the last 200 laps.
Yeah. He finished like 35th.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Never
we'll,
blew up, though.
we'll see what happens on points. Something, like I said, I said chalk. It's probably not going to be. Something's probably going to catch me by surprise. But Shane Van Gisbergen and Austin Dillon, Alex Bowman, Josh Berry winning the race, probably not likely. So I say that, but Hendrick's historically good here. Bowman qualified on the pole here in the spring. So Bowman does have a chance of winning this race. I just don't see it. That car's not been super fast. Hadn't won a race all year, so why would you pick him to do it now? But I am picking a Hendrick car to win this race. But
Are you going like way out of?
I'm just saying
okay.
that it's probably not going to be him.
I got you. Would you like me to blow up your shoulder?
Yes.
Somebody that blew up the NASCAR news cycle this week was Jordan Bianchi.
Never heard of
on
him.
Door Bumper Clear. That podcast sucks now.
It does.
Need to get Brett. As much as I hate the Gamecocks, Brett Griffin, South Carolina fan, he brought the energy there, and they don't have it no more. I wonder why. Do you ever wonder why Brett Griffin is off?
I think it's probably because he's just super busy doing his day job.
Yeah, 'cause he's not a full-time spotter
Yeah.
anymore. He did part-time last year and past couple of years.
Yeah,
ever
he
since
does
Clint
a lot
retired.
of sponsoring.
Well, no, he was a
stuff, so-
full-time spotter for
Justin Haley.
was it Haley last year?
I didn't think he didn't do it full time for Haley.
I felt like he was maybe it was 2 years ago. He was a full-time spotter for Haley at Rick Ware. I don't remember, but
I don't remember either.
whatever he's doing these days, couch racer, whatever it is. So, but anyways, Jordan Bianchi broke some news that the NASCAR playoff format is.
Oh, one thing I wanted to say on that real quick. Sorry, I forgot. That podcast, Door Bumper Clear, and this podcast are very similar in one way, and that is that the Gamecock fan is the most important aspect of both podcasts.
There's nobody on Door Bumper Clear anymore. That's a Gamecock.
That's
fan.
my point. The Gamecock fan's gone. That podcast sucks. If the Gamecock fan wasn't on this podcast, it would also suck.
You know, if the Clemson fan wasn't on this podcast wouldn't exist.
Hey, that's fine. You're good with computers. You know how to edit. People come here to listen to me.
Do they?
All right, that's why they're here.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Put it in the comments whether you agree or disagree.
Yeah. Who do you like better?
Me.
Me. You bring.
Who are you? Me?
I am you.
You?
Detective who?
Me?
You? Who? You?
No, you!
Ah, Yeah, but he said, Jordan said, playoff format might change next year. Got a lot of traction going with that. It could go to a 4-race final round. Riley, another reason why I'm better than you. I predicted this would happen, and you didn't. So what you got now, bitch?
I never said that I was the best at picking things, or I just said that people like hearing me talk. All right.
Like hearing you talk about stuff being wrong.
Number one. And number two, this is not set in stone yet.
It's not, but it's,
This is all...
You build a lot of traction, it's probably going to happen.
I will say this. I don't have a huge problem if it happens. 3, 3, and then 4 to end not the regular season, to end the playoffs. Would not be the worst idea in the world. Still not what I want. I want a 36-race playoff. Start the playoffs week 1 and end them week 36 and tell me who's got the most points, and that's the guy that should be the champion. But they're never going to do that ever again. So... I'll take what I can get. I know Eric on his video said that the worst part of the playoffs is the 1-race championship. I think it's tied for the worst part of the playoffs format that they have now. I think the worst part of the playoff format, coupled with the 1-race championship, is the win and you're in. I think it kind of ruins the points aspect of racing, because guys like Josh Berry can win a race, week 2, and I think it was week 3, but and know
week
that
4.
It was at week 4.
Yeah.
And know that they're in. You can have a guy last year like
5.
Harrison Burton who's getting fired, who doesn't deserve to be in the Cup Series based on his performance, and get his way in there, and take spots away from more deserving drivers that are more consistent, that are faster, that race better. Guys like, you can call me a homer all you want. Guys like Chris Buescher, who have been top 10 in points pretty much all year, top 11 in points pretty much all year. And now the best they can finish is 17, which takes money out of their pocket, which kind of reduces the incentive to be good. All right, we can throw shit at the wall and hope it sticks, and win a race and make more money than being a consistently fast team if you don't win. So I think that's the worst part. But the 1-race championship definitely does suck, especially if you're not a Joey Logano fan. Joey Logano's won a couple championships that people would say that he doesn't deserve. Then you've got guys like, I know that Chase won his. He was the best driver in the playoffs, but he wasn't the best driver that year. That was the year with Kevin and Denny, right?
Yeah.
Both won 8 races apiece that year.
I think Denny won 8 and Harvick won 9.
9 ended up winning a playoff race that towards the end. But there's been a lot of champions that do well in that final race. I know Kyle Larson won the championship that he won because his pit crew.
He deserved it.
He did deserve the championship, but he
wasn't going to win it.
He wasn't going to win that race
without that pit crew.
Who was it that Martin Truex was going to win that race?
Truex Hamlin, right? I think probably Truex.
But I think if they do go to the 4 race, it'll be, like I said, it'll be the first 3 races. They'll knock some people out. The next 3 races, they'll knock some people out, and then they'll have a 4-race championship at the end there, which is fine. I'm okay with that. The question that I would have is, are they going to do what Eric said in his video, which is they're going to expand the playoffs or the championship round to 8 drivers, which I don't think they should do.
No, hell no.
I think they should keep it 4 if that's what they're going to do, and they should
6-6.
I think they should reduce the playoffs to 12.
They won't do that
and
either.
take the win and you're in out. That's what I think they should do. They're not going to do it, but they should reduce to 12. 12 drivers make the championship. We're still going to cut 4 after the first 3. We're going to cut 4 after the second 3, and then we got 4 left at the end. They're not going to do that, but that's what should happen if they're going to do this format. But it'll end up being 6 cut after the first 3, 6 cut after the second 3, which leaves you with 4 there. But I would rather them see, or I'd rather see them reduce the number of playoff spots and cut the winning you're in, get rid of that.
Yeah.
Again, you can still incentivize winning.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm gonna give you my
give you a lot more
format.
points for winning a race, but they're not going to do that. I think if they do end up going with this, it'll be exactly the same, other than they'll cut 6, and then it'll be who's got the most points in these 4 races.
Yeah. So you want to hear mine?
Go ahead.
I don't know how you feel about this. This is my playoff format based off how
This is stupid.
it is. I think they should if they want to keep 16, that's fine. I got a great way of doing this. So top 10 in points, automatically in. Automatically in the playoffs. I don't care if you have 10 wins or 0 wins. You're in. And then, if you want to put 11th through 16 drivers either with the most wins, and if you don't have 16, 11, yeah, we won't have 16 winners. Never seen that before the playoffs anyway. 11th through 16th, either winners or the highest in points from that 11th through 35th, throw them in there. So you have that. You still have a 10-race playoff. Top 10 get in points automatically. But only the top 8 are guaranteed to make the next round. Then 9th through 16th, that first round. Huh?
I'm already lost.
You're lost.
Start over again.
The top 10 in points are automatically into the playoffs, no matter if you win or not. 11th through 16th will be the guys who have wins or whoever's the highest in points without a win. Without wins. See what I'm saying? So if you have 14 different winners.
If you're 30th in points and you win a race, you're still in.
Yes.
But you don't knock out the guy that's 8th in points
Yes.
that hasn't won.
Yes.
Okay, so what if you have...
Wait, hold on. Let me finish.
Sorry.
Top 8 are automatically into the next round. They're advancing playoffs to the
So you
round
got
of
like
12.
a wild card round.
Wild card round. 9th through it's like the NBA play-in kind of. 9th through 16th, you have 3 races to battle it out. And if you win a race in those 3 races, you can advance. But it comes down to points probably more than likely. So you still have 12 to advance into the next round, but you don't penalize the people that have been running great all year to get knocked out the first round. So then, if you win a race in that wild card round and you're 9th to 16th in points, you're advanced. So then you have a round of 12. Then you just go on the next 3 races. You have 12 guys. And then you just do kind of what we've been doing up until the 4 race thing. So you have 3 races here. Eliminate 16th through 12th, I guess. And then round of 12, kind of like what it is now. Round of 12, eliminate 4 guys. Then round of 8, eliminate 4 other guys. Then you'll have am I doing this right? 3, yeah. And then you'll have the championship 4 for the last 3, if I'm not mistaken. If I did that right.
Well, it'd be 4 races.
4 races. So if I'm
For the
doing
final.
that right.
So it'd be 3, 3, and 4.
Yeah. So round of 12, you're eliminating 8 guys. Which is fine with me.
To get you to 8.
Yeah, because the top 8 guys are guaranteed to have a chance to make that championship 4.
And then you knock out 4.
The wild card round,
And then you...
knock out 8.
So you knock out 4 in the first round.
Yeah,
which
8 in the
is your
second round.
12 to 16.
Yeah.
And then you have your top 12 battle to get the top 4
Yep.
for the last 4 races of
Yep.
the year. See, I thought about a bit of a wild card, scenario in mind. I thought about it a little bit differently, which this will never happen, but I've been thinking about this for a couple weeks now. What if you got to Daytona? What if winning your in did not exist until you get to the final race of the year? And if you win that last race of the year, you're in the playoffs. So what I would suggest is it doesn't matter. You have 12 drivers that qualify for the playoffs before Daytona, and they're locked in no matter what. You get to Daytona, and you have a wild card. The Daytona race, the last race of the regular season, is your wild card race. And your top 4 finishing non-playoff drivers make the playoffs based on the wild card race. So you got your winner, your second place, your third place, and your fourth place, non-already qualified drivers that already make it. So that way you get your 12 that are likely to make the championship anyway based on points. And then you've got your 12th through 16th that it doesn't matter if you're 13th or 35th. If you finish third in that race, you're making the playoffs because you performed well in the wild card race. Now, I know it's holes, and it probably doesn't make any sense, but I think that that's a way that you could get your win and you're in format. That race would be important.
I think that's put too much.
It is,
premise on
and
one race.
you could get Cody Ware, but you could get that anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't love it anyway. I'm just trying to make NASCAR happy in my playoff format, but also get the points to matter because
That's where my points matter on mine.
Yeah.
It incentivizes you on trying to stay top 8 in points all year. Top 10, really.
Yeah.
But if you want to be guaranteed to have a chance to make the championship round, you are top 8 in points. Points matter the whole year in my scenario.
Well, that's one thing that I will say that if they go to this,
But it gives you that
3-3,
of
if they go to this 3-3-4 format with getting rid of 6, and then 4 at the end, the one thing I will say about this is the regular season will matter more towards the champion than it has since 2003 because of playoff points and all that stuff going into – because if you go into that final 4 races and you're Kevin Harvick or Denny Hamlin and you make the final 4 with all of your playoff points from your 8 or 9 wins, you have got a leg up on the guy that won one race in the playoffs to lock himself into that final 4.
Yeah. So
still doesn't mean that it can't, the guy that's 4th in points can't end up beating you. But what I would hate for it to happen is they clean the slate, because that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Is once you get to that final round, it's 0-0-0-0. There are no points. Playoff points don't matter. Whatever.
Which that in my format wouldn't make any sense then, because you have 8 guys racing 6 races for no reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens. I do think it needs a change, and I think that would be better than what they got right now. But the easiest way to fix this and the best outcome, I think, for real race fans would be the 36 race championship, because auto racing is literally, it's like golf. It's the only other sport that I can think of where the individual competition is more important than the season-long competition. Like nobody.
If you win the Masters, I'd rather win the Masters than win the PGA
FedEx Cup.
Or whatever it's called.
Nobody gives a fuck about the year-long championship in golf. Like I could not tell you who's won the last. I don't know who won last year.
Probably
I don't know.
Scotty.
Probably. Like I could guess who's got them, but you don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Right? The individual race is more important than the season-long championship, just like the individual golf tournament is more important than the year-long standings.
Which in NASCAR, you could definitely nowadays, with the way the playoffs are, I would rather win the Daytona 500 now than win the damn championship.
I don't know about that, because the Daytona 500 lost its shit too.
Well, that's just because all the racing
the racing
is.
sucks. But,
Yeah.
and
the playoffs have diminished.
Playoffs?
I think the playoffs have diminished the Daytona, the crown jewel races.
That's the problem with the playoffs, is that
he's locked in the playoffs. I don't give a fuck. I just won the Daytona 500. I don't care about playoffs. That's fucking in September. This is February.
The individual race has lost its importance because of everybody's worried about the end of the year.
Yeah, Ross when he won the Coke 600. We're in the playoffs. That shouldn't be your first. That shouldn't be your first call on saying I just won a crown jewel, the longest NASCAR race of the season. Yeah. That should not be your first initiative. I'm in the playoffs now. I got a chance to win a championship. Who the fuck cares? You just won one of the biggest races in the NASCAR season. You shouldn't be thinking about playoffs at that point.
You can remember, back in the early 2000s. You never thought about the championship until, like, right now.
Yeah.
That's when you would start looking at the points and be like, oh, well, it looks like, Jeff Gordon's got a shot, Jimmy's got a shot, whatever. Tony, these guys are going to be good. Matt Kenseth will be fine. Kurt Busch is here. Before they introduced the chase for the Nextel Cup, the championship was an afterthought, right? It did not matter.
You kept on with it all year.
Yeah.
It was a bad points day for Jimmy.
But he'll be all
blows
right.
up.
He'll have 2 or 3 good days and make up for it, right? And that's the way it used to be. A bad day didn't ruin your day. A great day didn't make you. And that's what racing has always been is, 3 or 4 fifth place finishes is better than a first place and 3 25ths.
Yeah.
So, the playoff format is what it is. The individual race should always be more important than the championship, and who wins it at the end probably did the best throughout all the individual races. But,
I'll give you if they do, which I think they will, the four race final round. I think the 4 races. I'll ask you here in a second. The 4 races I would like to see happen in that final round. I would like him to be a variation of everything. I would like it to be
minus road course.
The problem.
You're right.
I would like for a road course to be in that final round, but the racing is awful.
You're right.
So
it should be.
I think it should be an intermediate track, Homestead. That'll be the championship race next year. A short track, Martinsville, more than likely.
Talladega and Watkins Glen.
A super speedway, and Watkins Glen. It's going to be cold as hell.
Sonoma.
Probably the Roval.
It'll probably be the Roval.
That's what I'm saying.
I want them to get rid of the Roval.
I want them to determine a champion off of 4
Naval Base Coronado.
Unique tracks. The problem is the super speedway thing.
I think the problem's road course racing. I'm fine with Talladega being in there. I'd much rather Talladega be in there than a road course.
I think the legitimacy of it will help it if it is 4 different tracks. I don't want a Las Vegas and a Homestead, half of the playoff round.
I want 2 intermediates. A super speedway, and a short track. I want Talladega to be.
Where do you put that then? Do you put the super speedway in the first race or the second race or the third race?
It would be either the first or the second race. So if you want to have a road course to make the championship, that's fine. If you want to have Watkins Glen or Sonoma or in my scenario, it would not be the Charlotte Roval because I'm about to tell you why. But
I'd be okay with the Charlotte Oval in the final round.
That's what I'm saying. So you have an oval in the round of 8. Or you have a road course in the round of 8. Then you start the championship round off with Talladega. Then you do the Bank of America 500 at Charlotte. Then you have the Martinsville 500, the Goodies 500, whatever.
Subway, Fresh Fit.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. In last weekend in October. First weekend in November, you go to Homestead. Crown your champion.
I mean, I would like that.
That would be perfect. Perfect. And if you wanna say, like, if they make road course or short track racing better, if North Wilkesboro is your race for that time of year, that's fine. If Bristol's your race for that time of year, that's fine. But you have to have a short track in there. I think Martinsville is the best one suited for it. But you got to make short track racing better in general. So
I think to be safe, if they won't fix the car, but if they make adjustments to this car and the short tracks and the road courses do get better, I would like to see a road course in the final round.
See, I don't think it's that big of a deal because NASCAR is not a road course racing series. I don't care about it enough. I don't think it's that important. Yeah, I mean, Shane Van Gisbergen would argue differently, but he's about to miss the playoffs or the second round of the playoffs, and he's won like 14 races this year on road courses. So, shows you how important they are. Doesn't really matter. So, it's an oval racing series. Your champion should be
racing factor. I agree with you. I would just like legitimate wise. I think it definitely helps if it's 4 races, but I think if it's 4 unique tracks,
and they would be even if Charlotte and Homestead are in there. They're different tracks.
They are different. It's not like Charlotte and Kansas where they're different too, but very similar. You know, Charlotte and Chicagoland coming back. Yeah. Kind of. I mean, they're definitely different. You know, but Old Texas and Charlotte were about the same damn track.
Well, again, none of this is set in stone, so we'll see.
Yep. Hit that button for RTT.
Ripping the topics.
Haas is coming home.
I'm coming home. Damn, Atlanta lost to Chicago.
Who?
The Cubs.
Go Bears.
Bear down. Yeah, Haas coming back to a Chevy next year.
I'm coming home.
That's where they started for years, back in the day when they sucked. Mike Bliss and all them driving that car. I think Ward
double
Borton.
zero.
Ward Borton. No, it's just a 0.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
00 was Rudiman. Michael Watchup. Anyways, this is I think
This is bad.
bad for Ford, but
This is
good for
bad.
Chevy.
Why is it good for Chevy? You're going to have another 35th place team running out there?
But when Haas was at its best, they were Chevys
No.
for the most part. Harvick won a championship in that car.
It won 9 races in a Ford.
That's fair, but Stuart
We
Haas
just got done talking about how the
Stuart-
championship doesn't matter.
Stuart Haas doesn't exist anymore. It's just Haas. So I think Haas is like, hey, Ford. Tony Stewart's the reason why we went to Ford. He's gone now. Let's go back to Chevy. Let's go back to our roots here.
Should go back to fucking Dodge.
Yeah, that ain't
That'd
gonna
be
happen.
smart.
That ain't gonna happen. But it's an interesting move. But I think Haas is just kind of like, yeah, Tony's out. We've always been a Chevy team before Tony Stewart got into this program. Let's go back to our roots and let's go back to Chevy, see what we got here. Cole Custer's obviously struggled this year. Not a big shock. I think he's a decent little driver.
I
but
think he's doing better than I thought he was going to.
that's fair. I think he's outrunning Daniel Suarez in points, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. I have no idea. But yeah, I think it's a good move for the team. But like you said, manufacturer-wise, it didn't make a whole lot of sense because they're going to be a second-tier Chevy team. But I think Chevys consistently run better than Fords these days. So it makes sense for the team to do this. And they've done it before. Not saying they're going to go out there and be Tony Stewart, Stewart Haas Racing 2.0. That maybe is what they're doing. They got the one team right now. They're going to go to Chevy next year, and then maybe 2 years from now they try to get a charter or whatever, try to get a 2-car team at Haas again. I don't know if that's their plan or not. I don't know. Nobody knows except for Gene Haas. So team-wise, I think it's good, but for the manufacturer side, this really hurts Ford. You think about their pipeline now; it was already thin to begin with.
It doesn't exist.
It's really not there anymore for the lower series now because Stuart Haas Haas Racing in the Xfinity Series has been there for years with the 00 and the 41.
We
and,
talked about this last week.
and the 98 with Chase Briscoe back in the day. That doesn't exist now. Starting next year, you got Ryan Sieg Racing,
Which it employs him and his brother.
and you got AM Racing
Who?
with Harrison Burton. That's it now for Ford in the Xfinity Series.
Yippee.
So,
And trucks aren't that much better.
yeah, they got
They
front
got-
row, but
Yippee. Who's driving those trucks? Chandler Smith.
Lane Riggs.
Lane Riggs, I think, has got some talent, but I don't get it, man. I mean, Roush, Penske, they're going to have to do something. Either they're going to just be poaching drivers, which, to be fair, the last.
Could you see another team jump too forward now?
From the Xfinity Series?
Yeah.
Not any of the big teams. I mean,
Junior, no.
Junior and
Joe Gibbs, no.
Junior and Gibbs are dominating the Xfinity Series. Hell
God damn. That's a cock. It was a cock.
yeah. He snapped that. He's still alive. He snapped him in half.
Wish I was snapped in half.
He's dead. All right. Yeah, I mean, Gibbs and Junior are dominating the Xfinity Series. So, I mean, even if you have a second-tier organization in the Xfinity Series, you're not going to be that good.
Yeah.
But
I think the best case for Ford right now is front row to jump to Xfinity Series. The problem is, though, with this lawsuit, they ain't going to do that unless they figure out the lawsuit in December.
And here's the other thing. Like I said, Ford, they're going to have to be poaching people because, like you said, I don't see, good Ford teams, coming about in the Xfinity Series unless Roush or
what about
Penske?
Colleague? They're going to Dodge and trucks.
They're going to stay at Chevy until they go full-time Dodge.
That'd be some crazy shit. What if they go Dodge and trucks, Ford and Xfinity and shit?
Cup.
They got it all covered except for Toyota. Fuck Toyota.
But when you think about it, the last real Ford, pipeline driver to come through was Cindric, right? You had Cindric and Briscoe. They were both Penske guys, came through. Actually,
Not
Briscoe
Briscoe.
was a Stuart Haas guy. But,
He raced for Brad Keselowski.
yeah, that's what I said. They were Brad Keselowski guys in the truck series. That folded. All right.
Which he had some good guys.
Yeah,
he had Reddick,
Blaney.
Blaney.
There's a bunch of talent that come through that program. But then you had the Xfinity Series. You had Penske and Haas. And, those two came up about the same time. They battled for that championship a couple years ago in the Xfinity Series. And since then, it's been all quiet on the Western Front as far as Ford development drivers have gone. You had Haley Deegan. Was supposed to be good, which she wasn't. You had Riley Herbst, which, he's in the Xfinity Series or in the Cup Series now, but he's driving a Toyota, and he's not that good. But there is no Ford pipeline. They do not exist. There's nowhere to go in the Xfinity Series to look and say, hey, the next big Cup star for Ford is driving these cars. It doesn't exist.
What about Jordan Anderson Racing?
Who?
Jordan Anderson.
Who?
Racing. They're Chevys.
Yeah, I mean,
two cars.
They're okay. I mean, but
I'm just saying teams that might jump to Ford.
Ford needs a championship contending Xfinity program to develop drivers in, and it does not exist, and it has not existed. I mean, you could say Stuart Haas has been good. I know that
Stuart Haas.
Yeah, Stuart Haas won a championship with Cole Custer in the Ford, but they're not. Even when they won the championship, like I said, the championship doesn't matter, but they weren't as good as Gibbs, and they weren't as good as Junior. They just got lucky to be there, and they got lucky in the race. So either Roush or Penske, I don't know if they need to come together. I know we talked about this last week, but I don't know if they need to start a Penske Roush or a Ford Racing Xfinity program. Just call it Ford Racing, team, whatever, and have both teams own. Ford owns 33% of it. Roush owns 33% of it. Penske owns 33% of it. And you field 3 cars. They got to do something because they're not just going to be able to go out and pick drivers out. They shouldn't have to do that anyway. I mean, technically you could. You could go out and get Corey Heim this year, I think, if if the 6 car was open, you could probably go get Corey Heim out of the Truck Series and put him in one of your cars.
With the lawsuit.
It could happen, but wouldn't you rather have him driving your Xfinity car so you could call him up whenever you want to and you don't have to buy him out and you don't have to do this, that, and the third? So all you got right now is Haas, which the 41 and the 00, they've run okay. But, like, even them, they're not that good. So Ford has got to do something. They're the worst team in the Cup Series. They're the worst team, or the worst manufacturer in the Cup Series. It isn't close. They're the worst manufacturer in the Xfinity Series, and it's not close. And they're probably the worst in the Truck Series other than Lane Riggs. If it wasn't for Lane Riggs, they'd have 1 win. Does Ty have a win this year?
Majeski?
Yeah.
Oh.
No wins other than Lane Riggs.
Yeah.
Ford isn't.
Well, no. Chandler Smith won too.
That's right. I forgot Chandler Smith drives. Yeah, so they've got a couple, but even that, they're the worst truck team as well, manufacturer as well. So they have got to do something. They are taking on water right now, and it sucks to see because I remember when Ford was the manufacturer you wanted to be in, and it just, they've won 3 straight championships in the Cup Series, but that's it. I mean, they win the least amount of races every year, and they don't have any pipeline, and it's just disappointing to see, and I hope they can figure out a way to fix it, but because Brad's going to retire soon, Joey he's got less years left than he's had in. Chris is not young. Priest is not young. They're going to have to replace these guys sooner rather than later, and there's no one to replace them with.
Yeah, my question is, does Ford realize they have a problem? I'm assuming they do. And my thing is that I don't know if they expected this move from Haas, you would think they'd have a plan. But I just don't know if they know if they saw this coming, which puts them in a bind to be like, oh, shit, our only Xfinity pipeline really is gone now. Good Xfinity pipeline anyway. That's what I'm saying. Like, do they know they have a problem? If they do know, I think they will do something because you can't rely on getting other people from different manufacturers and different teams because there's a lot of contract things in there and won't allow you to get those certain drivers from the lower series. So if they haven't planned ahead and saw this coming, Ford next year might be in a real pickle. And it's hard to get out of that pickle if you don't have anybody to replace certain guys at certain places and get them up into the lower. Luckily for them, they got a lot of younger drivers in the Cup Series on Ford teams like Blaney, Cindric, Zane Smith, Noah Gregson, Todd Gillen. They're all young, so they're good there. But lower series wise, and a lot of those guys in front row are not guaranteed to make it too much longer. Zane Smith's run really good this year. For considering how his teammates have ran.
And Todd Gillen's not bad.
He's not bad, but I think everybody expected him to take a step forward this year, and he's
kind of step back.
And Noah Gregson is hit or miss. He'll run top 12 one week, and then he'll finish 35th the next week.
That's my point, though. Like, if Brad Keselowski, woke up tomorrow and said, you know what, I'm not driving the 6 car anymore next year. Fuck this shit. I've got 14 kids at home. I got to figure out how to do this. As an owner only, I'm not driving. Who are they replacing him? I mean, Zane Smith is the only option.
Yeah. That's a pretty good second option.
It's a decent option, right? But wouldn't you rather have Zane Smith in the Cup Series with some Cup experience that you could choose from and 3 19-year-olds that are winning 4 races a year in the Xfinity Series to choose from as well?
Yeah.
Where if you don't like Zane Smith for whatever reason, maybe he doesn't bring the funding that you want.
Yeah.
That instead of he's my only option, wouldn't you rather have options? But there are none. If Brad retired tomorrow, Zane Smith is the only option, and you would have to buy him out
Yeah.
from front row.
Yeah. And the problem is, they had Sam Mayer and they had Cole Custer, which
And they had
definitely, or not Cole Custer,
Yeah.
sorry, Sheldon Creed.
Yeah.
Sheldon, he still ain't won a race in the Xfinity Series. I don't think he's definitely not a Cup driver. And Sam Mayer, maybe he's got some talent, but that's it. And then you lose them after this year. They're going to be Chevy guys now, starting next year. So, like you said, there's not a whole lot of options there for Ford. I think the bottom line is, yes, this is a Haas moving to Chevy story, but I think it's more of a story of what's Ford going to do. I think that's more of what the story is.
That's where my mind went immediately. Is there's going to be no competitive Fords in the Xfinity Series.
So I'm wondering what team moves.
There's got to be one.
There's got to be one. Because there's only 3 manufacturers as of right now. Starting next year, it'll be Dodge in the Truck Series. But right now, there's only 3 manufacturers in the top 3 series of NASCAR. And Chevy and Toyota now are probably, combined 80% of the teams or cars fielded and trucks fielded in all those 3 series combined.
Yeah.
That's not good. Toyota's always been kind of slightly, lesser than the Ford and the Chevys.
Just numbers-wise.
Numbers-wise. But they've always had good teams in each of the other series. And now, when you take Haas out in Ford, you only got you have no championship level teams now. Once Haas leaves at the end of this year.
Your best team's Ryan Sieg, and you're happy when
Which they're good.
You're happy,
but they're not great.
You're happy when they run 5th, and you root for them as an underdog that can win a race a year.
There's no Ford team that you say is competitive week in and week out.
If you're
in the Xfinity Series.
If you're in the Truck Series right now as a
you got
Ford
Thor
driver,
Sport, but isn't Thor Sport moving? Or no? Are they staying Fords
who
next
knows?
year?
They drive a different truck every year, so who knows? But
yeah. If they leave again,
if you're Lane Riggs right now, you've got no options. You can't go to Ryan Sieg Racing because Ryan Sieg drives one and Kyle Sieg drives the other. You've got AM Racing.
It's one car.
And
Harrison Burton has done really well this year
Yeah.
compared to his equipment.
Isn't Matt DiBenedetto still a Ford team?
No, he's in a Chevy.
They switched to Chevy this year, right?
The 99. I forgot the name of the team.
Viking something.
Yeah, Viking Motorsports or something.
So,
I think they've always been Chevy, though.
he drove, I thought he was a Ford.
He drove for Ryan Sieg last year.
Is that what
third
it was?
car. Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm talking about. So,
But
what?
you could be right. Viking could have been a Ford team and switched to Chevy this year. I don't quite remember.
I don't remember either, but yeah, I'm a Ford guy, always have been, always will be, and I've been saying this for years. As soon as Roush got out of the Xfinity program and I saw that Penske was getting out of it, I knew that Ford was in trouble, and I knew it was always going to come to a head, and I think this is the head that it's coming to. So they're at a fork in the road right now. Ford has got to figure out what they have to do, what they need to do if they're going to stay competitive, because I think that you do have to run in the Xfinity Series and the Truck Series competitively to benefit your Cup Series program. And I think the proof is in the pudding, because there is no really competitive Ford program in the Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series is lacking as well. So they got to figure it out.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll wrap up on this. Do you see an improvement for Haas next year?
I think it'll be the same.
That's same.
In the Cup Series, at least. I mean, and I don't really think they'll take a step back or forward in the Xfinity Series either. I think they're probably the third or fourth best team right now in the Xfinity Series, and they'll probably be the third or fourth best team next year as well. It's going to be very difficult to be better in Gibbs, and it's going to be very difficult to be better in junior motorsports. And when you got a team of 4 and a team of 4, it's 8 of the top 10 if they all run well. So, and that's usually what happens in the Xfinity Series. So I think they'll be the 3rd or 4th best team next year, regardless of manufacturer.
Yeah.
I agree. Speaking of Xfinity Series, a race this weekend at Gateway. Connor Zilisch won yet again for his 9th win of the season. Just an incredible run that 88 teams on. If they don't win the championship this year, which
they won't,
they probably won't, because Phoenix is a tricky track, but they should make it for sure. But Connor wins yet again. They start their playoffs this weekend at Bristol. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But what do you think about the Xfinity race on Saturday?
Gonna be honest with you, didn't see a ton of it. Was watching college football, so didn't pay a ton of attention to it. Saw that Connor was dominating, switched off, switched back to it. He was no longer dominating. Don't know exactly why. Switched back to it, and he had won the race. So don't really know exactly what happened with that. Maybe you can fill me in. But, it's become Corey Heim and Connor Zilisch in the lower 2 series, and if they don't win, it's a surprise. I know I pound myself on the back every time we talk about Connor Zilisch, because I said a couple years ago that he was the truth before he ever ran a NASCAR race, and that he was going to be very good, and he is very good. So it seems it's more, it's impressive when people don't care that you win.
Yeah.
And that they're more surprised when you don't. And
that's the way Connor is right now.
That's the way Connor is right now. Don't tell me when he wins. Tell me when he doesn't, because that's when I'll pay attention. And tell me why. Because if he didn't win, it's probably because something happened that took a win away from him. Because he's just that much better than everyone right now. This is, we compare him a lot to Ty Gibbs, because Ty Gibbs had that really dominant season in the Xfinity Series. But I think this surpasses that. This is probably the most domination I've seen in a stretch in my lifetime in any series. I mean, it's incredible what that 88 team's doing. Now, I get it. He's driving the best car. Parker Kligerman won a race for him that Connor got credit for. But since he got hurt at Talladega in fucking April, that team has been
on a roll like cotton.
Unbeatable. Unbeatable. Yeah. Like you said, if they don't win the championship, it's a travesty. I think they should be able to sit at the house the rest of the year and still win the championship. That's how good they've been. But we'll see what happens. They probably won't win it, but they should.
Yeah. Yeah, the race itself was pretty good. You had some wrecks. You had Jeb Burton, who's trying to make it in on points, beating Harrison, his cousin, but had no chance. They run around each other all night, and then Jeb blew a tire, blew brake rotor or something, and didn't take himself out, but just was out of the race there. And pretty simple from there on out for Harrison to make it, and of course, Quaffle blew up on lap 1, which was not good for me. Obviously, that's my guy in the Xfinity Series, but he's still in the playoffs. So, yeah, Connor just kind of put an ass whooping on the field. I think Justin Allgaier had something for him. I think they got a speeding penalty, if I'm not mistaken, or a pit road penalty that kind of cost him a chance to win the race. Williams Walsh had a chance. He was very good. He had to win the race. Didn't quite get it done. Christian Eckes, same thing. He's very good all day. Had a chance there. Just didn't quite get it done. Jesse Love was very strong as well. Couldn't get it done either. So Connor just proves how good Connor is right now. And they start this weekend. He's already 60 points above the cut line to start the playoffs. I mean, a full race plus. So
Justin Allgaier 30.
Yeah. So
the next is 11.
Yeah,
that's how
guys,
good those two have been.
Yeah, and Connor's taking the shine away from Justin, because Justin's been really good this year, but he was good the early part of the season. He really is not been able to quite compete with his teammate the past couple of months.
Even though he runs second to him most of the time.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's domination by Junior Motorsports this year. No, they kind of not struggled last year. I know they won the championship with Justin, but they were definitely behind Joe Gibbs Racing last year, and they've really, and even Stuart Haas, before they shut down with Cole Custer last year, they were really strong. They were kind of behind those two teams, but this year they turned the wick up, and they've really dominated this season. And if one of those two guys don't win the championship this year, it'll be a travesty. But the playoffs do start, and we'll kind of give you a little a real quick preview on how we think this playoff is going to go. You got Connor 60 points above, or 59. Justin 30 above. Sam Mayer 11th. Jesse Luff 8. Brandon Jones 8. Semby Smith 4. Nick Sanchez 1. Taylor Gray and Carson Quaffle are tied at the cut line, with Taylor getting the edge. I don't know how they do that, but whatever. Sheldon Creed 2 below. Harrison Burton 3 below, and Austin Hill 5 below. And you're like, Austin Hill 5 below? You got to remember, when he got suspended after his Indianapolis incident with Eric Almirola, he loses all of his playoff points that he gained throughout the season. So he had 3 wins, I think, going in to the playoffs, but none of those are counting towards this playoff because he got suspended. So, Riley, what are you kind of expecting here in this Xfinity playoff?
I'm going to be honest with you. I've actually been thinking about this because I figured we'd talk about it. But also just in general, I think the 4 below the cut line make the playoff next round of the playoffs.
Really?
Yes, I think all 4 of them will make it. Austin Hill, obviously, is good enough. I think it's kind of a no-brainer that he'll be there. Harrison Burton, say what you will about him, I think he's good enough.
He's an Xfinity driver.
He's a really good Xfinity driver. And I think he can get it done as well. Sheldon Creed, probably not going to win a race for you, but he's going to run top 10 most weeks if he doesn't have a problem. Yeah. So, only being 2 points out, I think he'll be okay. And then Carson Quaffle, I mean, you're in the best equipment. Just as long as things don't go bad, you'll be all right.
Blowing up on lap 1?
Exactly. So, but I will say this about other guys. You got Taylor Gray, who's hit or miss. He's really fast some weeks, not so fast other weeks. Gets in a lot of trouble. I think he's going to be out. You got Nick Sanchez, who won a race. I don't think he'd be in the playoffs if he hadn't won that race. If he would, he'd be below the. If he did make the playoffs and hadn't won a race, he'd be below the cut line by quite a few points right now. So I think he's going to fall out. Sammy Smith, I don't have a lot of trust in him. I actually trust Carson a little bit more than Sammy. Even though they're driving the same equipment. And then Brandon Jones. I don't have a ton of love for him either. So, I think 5th through 8th falls out, and I think 9th through 12th makes their way in to the next round of the playoffs. I trust all the guys below that cut line more than I do the guys 5th through 8th.
Yeah, I wouldn't quite go that far, but I think Austin Hill will advance. He'll get above it. I think Carson Quaffle will as well. Sheldon, man, they're just hard to figure out. They'll have good weeks and they'll have really bad weeks. In the playoffs, unless you win a race, you can't really have bad weeks. So I'm going to say Sheldon still misses it, and I'm going to say Harrison misses it. They don't quite have the speed. But I think Austin and Carson makes it, and I think Taylor Gray and probably Nick misses it. So I think Taylor and Nick miss it, and Austin and Carson advance. But I could easily see Taylor making it. He has speed. He just can't quite. Kind of same thing. Like, he can't win a race, but he can never have race-winning speed all year. He's been very close. Obviously, almost won at Mexico. Should have won at Martinsville in the spring, but didn't. So, 54 team, I don't know. I don't really trust Brandon Jones either, but he has more experience than Taylor in this series. He's gone through this before. I think I trust the 20 team a little bit more. I think Taylor Gray is a better talent than Brandon Jones, but I just don't think this experience factor will catch up to Taylor and work to Brandon Jones' advantage in there. And I think Carson will do enough. He's very consistent. He's like Chase Elliott. Don't win hardly any races, but he runs top 7 to 10 every week and gets it done. I think that'll get it done. And then Austin Hill, he's got top 5 speed almost every week. As much as I don't like the guy, he's got a lot of speed and he's got talent. So I think he'll be fine. And he's really good at Bristol, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna not say all 4 below make it, but I'm gonna say 2 of the 4 make it, and the 2 above miss it. All right, the tires. Apparently, NASCAR realizes what's been going on at Bristol the past 2 races. They're going to change some tires up. They're going to change the tires this weekend. We have a softer compound at Bristol this weekend. Riley, what are you expecting from the softer tires that they're bringing this weekend?
Well, I will say this. I think, in general, the short track racing has been better this year other than Bristol. So I would hope that whatever gains have been made, they've figured some stuff out as far as the tire go to make Bristol a little bit better. But I just don't trust that it's going to work. I don't think it'll be worse. I do think it will be better as far as tire fall off and stuff goes, but I just don't think you're going to be able to replicate what happened in the spring. And I also last year, and I also don't think that the tires are the issue anymore. I know we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I think it was at Richmond that that the tires are no longer the issue, and I think that that's kind of going to be what's obvious this weekend is that the tires are getting softer, they're getting softer, they're getting softer, and the racing's really not getting any better, and I just think it's going to be too tough to pass. I think that dirty air is going to be too big of a problem, and I just don't see it being super competitive as far as long run stuff goes. I think it will be a little bit better than the spring because that was just awful. There's no way that it can't be better than that. But I don't think it'll be anything to write home about. So I applaud Goodyear. I applaud NASCAR for trying. But like I said after Richmond, I think it's going to be a Band-Aid. I don't think it's going to matter a whole lot. And, I hate to say that, but I'm expecting a really bad race this weekend because I don't know if you can ever get a tire that wears enough to fix what the car has created at Bristol.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think it'll have to be like the 2024 spring race for it to be a drastic difference on what we've seen mostly with this next-gen car at Bristol. It's just, I don't know, I just think concrete tracks, you think about Dover, you think about Bristol, and since this next-gen car has been put out, other than one race, it is just, these races have not been good with this next-gen car. For some reason, concrete and this next-gen car just doesn't mesh, and thank goodness we don't have more concrete tracks on the schedule. I mean, you think about Nashville, it's a concrete track, and it's been hit or miss the past couple of years, but it's a mile and a half, a little faster, a little more wider of a track than Bristol and Dover. You could say that's why it's been a little bit better for overall races than Dover and Bristol, but yeah, it can help. It can't hurt. Like you said, it can't hurt the racing product that we've seen the past most of the next-gen era here. Will it make a huge difference? Probably not. But if we can have some tire wear and you can have some guys coming throughout the field that clearly have better cars and tires matter a little bit more and they can make more moves than they've been able to make at this track, it'll be a step in the right direction. But like you said, I just think it's more the car that has to be fixed at these type of tracks for it to be good racing. It can be solid, it can be okay, but I just don't see it being great. I mean, just based off how we've seen how bad the racing has been the past 2 races and most of this next-gen era at Bristol. So it can't get worse. It'll get a little better. Maybe I'll be surprised, and it puts on great racing, and you have a lot of guys that just burn their tires up, have really good short run cars, and just fall off throughout the run. And you have guys that kind of fall back at the beginning of the run, then come up through the field at the end of the run, like a Blaney, like a Chase Elliott, like a Denny Hamlin, that are good on worn tires. The best at managing their tires. Austin Dillon, I mean, much shit we give about Austin Dillon. He's really good at these tracks where tires matter. And if you can get that, then it'll be a step in the right direction. At the end of the day, I don't see it making a huge difference on the racetrack on Saturday night.
Yep.
Yep.
What's next?
I don't know. Bill Davis.
Who?
Bill Davis.
Yeah. Bill Davis, not your granddaddy, but Bill Davis, the team owner, passed away this week. Saturday, I believe it was.
No, Sunday.
Sunday. Which Bill Davis was kind of one of those second-tier owners back in the day. What the hell was his car?
22 car.
Yeah, it was the 22
Cat car.
Ward Burton drove it for a lot of my childhood. Scott Wimmer was in it.
Finished third at the 2004 Daytona 500.
Who else am I forgetting? Somebody else drove it.
Fourth. Dave Blaney.
Yeah, Dave Blaney was in it there for a while. But they were never the Hendrick. They were never the Roush team. But, they definitely made their mark late 90s, early 2000s.
Won a Daytona 500.
Ward Burton won Daytona 500.
2002.
Very competitive in a lot of the big races. I know they were always good. I think Ward almost won a Southern 500 in a car for him. Ward has said plenty of times that he was super loyal to Bill Davis Racing, even though towards the end there, Bill Davis Racing wasn't really loyal to him. But they were a part of NASCAR's heyday, and they made that mid-pack back half of the top 15 interesting. And they were always there, and you always knew that that Bill Davis was going to bring a car to the track that was competitive. And it sucks to see guys like that go. Obviously, nobody ever wants to lose a friend or a family member or a boss or whatever. But just looking at it in a racing, in a honestly a selfish aspect. I know we've talked about this before, but it just makes you look at your own mortality when stuff like this happens, because you watch these guys when you were young, and you're not young anymore, and neither are they, and they're going, which reminds you that one day you're going too, and that sucks. But Bill Davis and that team definitely left its mark on the sport, and I'll always remember him, and I know a lot of NASCAR fans will remember them fondly for those years in the early 2000s, late 90s, where they were putting on a show.
Yeah, and Ward Burton did win.
You're talking like him now.
Yeah, he did win the Southern 500 2001.
That's what it was.
He did win it. Yeah, he won the Bill Davis, man. He's one of the OGs. I remember that 22 Caterpillar car running with Ward Burton. Did you know that he fielded that Jeff Gordon? Well, I know Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon ran for him in the Busch Series back in the day. Mark Martin drove for him too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So.
Did Bill Davis own
and Bobby Labonte as well?
Did Bill Davis own the Busch car that Jeff the Babe Ruth car? That was him.
Yeah, that's Bill Davis. So Bill Davis, he got my favorite driver of all time. That'll never be touched. He's got my favorite guy ever starting. Got put his name on the map in NASCAR, and that's always great. You know, he won across all 3 series, and just seemed like a great guy. He left in 2007, I believe, because they drove Toyotas for 1 year or 2 years.
They had that lawsuit
with Dave
going
Blaney,
on.
with Dave Blaney, and then they got out of the sport shortly after that. And yeah, it sucks. You know, it's kind of a full circle moment because, you know, you said it a minute ago, but my granddaddy was named Bill Davis, and they kind of looked like each other. And, you know, they had the mustache. My granddad had a mustache like that. And both named Bill Davis. And it's kind of ironic that my granddaddy died 7 years ago today. Today is his 7-year anniversary of him going to the good Lord. And Bill Davis, the car owner, died Sunday. It's it just sorry. It's this kind of full circle moment, and like I said, they reminded me a lot of each other. And you know, Bill was a good owner, and nobody ever said anything bad about him, and kind of like my granddaddy. And that's the first tears, I think, on this podcast.
Yep.
But he'll be missed, and it's just ironic how God puts certain things in certain places at certain times. When he died, I immediately thought of my granddaddy, and I knew his anniversary of him going up was coming up, and ironically, we're doing this on the day he died 7 years ago, and it's a little emotional for me. And you know, whilst I didn't know Bill Davis, the car owner, but always, every time I'd see that 22 Caterpillar car out on track when I was a kid, I knew Bill Davis was a car owner, and I thought about my granddaddy. And yeah, it's just sucked to see that both of them are with the good Lord, and great car owner, got my favorite driver ever, his big opportunity, and it's just a sad day for NASCAR in general. But that's all I'll say on that, and I'll try to get myself together here.
Well, to Bill Davis, both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I feared that might happen.
Yeah.
Attaboy. Attaboy. Attaboy this week. I'm gonna give it to John Hunter Nemechek, man. He's 2 weeks in a row. He showed up, showed out, finished 6th here on a Gateway on Sunday. Eric Jones didn't even run all that great. He finished
22nd. Sorry.
22nd. He ran pretty good on Sunday. He top 10. I get Joe Gibbs Racing was very good on Sunday, but you know, Joe Gibbs Racing and Lakes really don't have a partnership other than they race both Toyotas. And Jimmy Johnson and Lakes try to do their own thing. In the past 2 weeks, man, they've showed out. Eric Jones was pretty good. Didn't have a great end of the race. I think he finished like 21st or something. But you know, John Hunter stayed there in the top 10, ran there a lot of the day, and got a solid finish. And you know, John Hunter, I've talked a lot of shit about him. He does some stupid things, over aggressive things at certain times. But man, when you're finishing top 6 in 2 different distinct tracks, and especially Darlington, very tough track, and then come here to Gateway, a different track, completely different track than Darlington, and get another solid finish, man. they're going in the right direction in legacy, and I think I gave it to them last week. I'm giving it to John Hunter and the 42 team again this week, man. They're really impressing me. If they go out this weekend at Bristol and run top 10, it might not be just oh, man, look, that's a good run for legacy. It might turn into, hey, we kind of might want to expect them to run top 10, top 15 every week. So John Hunter, great execution all day. Didn't make any pit road mistakes. Did the strategy right. And got a great finish at the end of the day. Good restarts at the end of the race to get himself in position and get another solid finish at the 42 team. So attaboy to John Hunter Nemechek and team.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I mean, they've had a lot of good runs here towards the end of the season. Super impressed by them. They were definitely on my list as well. I'm going to give mine to Ryan Blaney. Anytime you get spun out midway through the race, never a good thing. But to come back and battle back for a fourth place finish and having one of the better cars. I know he passed some cars on that last run. John Hunter Nemechek, I think, being one of them. Ended up passing Joey Logano. Thanks, Blaney. It helps me out a lot.
For one time, I didn't want you to pass Joey.
And, I think he might have been better than Chase, both Chases at the end there. I don't know if he was ever better than Denny, but I thought he was pretty good towards the end of the race there, and I would have liked to see what he could have done had he not been spun out by the 5 car. But, fourth place finish after getting spun out midway through the race. Could have ruined his day, could have hit something, didn't. Gathered it up without really any damage at all. Always a good thing, and gonna really help out that championship aspiration that I know that team has. So, attaboy Ryan Blaney.
I hope so. You can't do that.
You can't do that. Oh, my fucking arm.
You can't do that.
You for bitching about your arm.
Dude, you don't understand.
It allows your shoulder, not your arm.
Well, all of it.
All of it.
But
It all
like-
hurts.
The reason I know something's wrong is because the arm is weak.
Yeah.
Like
It's not sore
it
weak.
just-
It's like hurting.
it hurts, but
That's
like
how my neck's been.
but like to pick something up hurts.
Yeah.
Like to pick something up. Like this is painful. Why am I doing it?
I was like, switch hands, dumbass. You can't do that. You. Go ahead. You can't do that this week?
Well, I could give it to several people.
Really? I'm having a tough time.
Could give it to, one person. I'm going to give it to the 5 car. Kyle Larson, I think we both agree, is one of the most talented race car drivers of all time. I think we both agree if he's not the most talented race car driver in the world right now, he's in the conversation. But he makes so many mistakes, and he's been bad since May. I mean, bad. You said that you thought he might have had the best car Sunday. I don't know. He's definitely one of the better ones, but I don't know if it was the best. But even if he was the best car, I mean, that makes it worse because, you finished 12th. You wreck a guy, which you're obviously faster than. Now, granted, it wasn't super easy to pass on Sunday, but it wasn't impossible. It seemed like impatience got into play there, and it seems like misjudging the corner might have come into play there as well. But, you wreck a guy that is competing for a championship right along with you, and, you've made your job harder now, I think. Now, I don't think Blaney's going to run out there and wreck you. I wouldn't blame him if he did. I don't think he's gonna. But if Blaney locks himself in next week at what's the first race next week? Next round?
New Hampshire?
Yeah, New Hampshire. If he locks him in,
New Hampshire or Vegas?
whatever it is, he locks him in. Yeah, say he wins the first race of the round of 8.
12.
Or 12.
It's New
excuse me.
Hampshire. Yes, New Hampshire. Oh, that's right. Vegas is in the round of 8.
And
Kansas is what I was thinking of.
I don't think he's going to – I mean, he's not going to make it easy on the 5 car whenever they're around each other, whether he's locked in or not. But, you can't make enemies at this point of the season. And I think the 5 car was better than the 12 car when he got into them. So I think patience would have prevailed there. And I think the 5 has just made it harder on himself going throughout the rest of the playoffs because Blaney can hold a grudge, and Blaney can make it tough on you. And he can do that to the 5. I don't know if he will, but he can. And I think that's a point of the race where that incident happened, that the 5 car Larson probably should have thought a little bit more, been a little bit more patient, because I think he was better than him and he was going to get around him anyway. So I don't really know if the move was necessary, and I think it's going to end up biting him in the long run. So with that all being said, you can't do that, Kyle Larson.
Yeah, that's a good one. I will give Larson a little bit of benefit of the doubt here. He was trying to pass that 12 for a few laps and just couldn't quite get it done. So
12 was making it tough on him, for sure. It
was, for sure. And, you get a little impatient there. I get it. And I'd be frustrated as well. I mean, you've heard me on iRacing. I mean,
yes, I have.
I would hate that race I'd hate driving this
car. The fucker blocking me.
I'd hate driving this car. I would be the next day. I'd be fucking Carson Hocevar.
No, you wouldn't. You're not that good.
Fuck you.
You'd be Carson Hocevar in 25th.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. But I get its frustration, trying to get everything you can because you can't pass the 12, but it's part of it. I mean, this car, everybody struggles with that, not just you. So my you can't do that. I'm giving it to his teammate, Alex Bowman, and team. These first 2 races, they have fucking collapsed. And Darlington was a terrible pit road performance. This week was kind of the same thing, and then they finally got themselves back into it, and then Bowman speeds on pit road and loses all the track position they had gained back up and causes him to have another terrible finish. He's in pretty much must-win mode this weekend at Bristol. And if you're a Hendrick car, you expect to make the playoffs and you expect to at least make the round of 12. And for Bowman, unless he wins this weekend, he will miss the round of 12 more than likely. And it's all because of them. It's not on anybody else. It's all based off execution. And they have not executed at all these first 2 races of the playoffs. And if it ain't the team, it's the driver. And this weekend was another example of that. When you're Hendrick equipment, the expectation, the bar is heightened, and they have not lived up to that bar, not even close. And if you're a Hendrick car, you should not be back there 35 points below the cut line going in the round of 12 or having a chance the last race in the round of 16 to make the round of 12. So just a bad round so far by Bowman and his team. You can say it's everybody. I'm not just going to give it to Bowman himself, but the whole team and Bowman for just kind of just falling apart these first 2 races. And now you put yourself in a position where you have to win at Bristol. It's not easy to do. Winning, you're in. And if you could do that, you kind of get off the hook, but I don't see that happening. And so, Alex Bowman and team, the first 2 races, really, y'all can't do that.
Yeah. He was on my list as well. Fucking Hendrick cars. Well, we got Bristol this weekend. Yippee.
Glad I'm not going.
There was a point in time where that raised certain
I'd get me
level of
hyped up.
excitement that it just doesn't anymore. I kind of already said it earlier. I'm not expecting a ton out of this weekend as far as racing is concerned. You spoke on qualifying being very important. I agree. I think it's going to be very important. I think the winner is going to come from the top 5 qualifying. I think pit road is going to be very important as well, as it usually is in this race. Not making mistakes, not speeding, and just kind of. I think if you're, in the top 8-ish in points right now, I think just not making mistakes should be the issue. I don't think being super aggressive would be the move. I think if you're below the cut line, depending on how the beginning of the race goes, if it's kind of business as usual, not a lot of wrecks, kind of biding your time, I think taking chances on tire strategy might come into play at the end. But if, one of those guys in the, 11, 8, 10, 9 range of points, if they get into trouble early, I think you might see a flip. I think those guys might be points racing, but I think you might see some aggression out of the guys that are logged to be out of the playoffs at the end of this race if they don't win. So, we'll see how that goes. I'm not expecting a very good race, unfortunately. So, hopefully I'm pleasantly disappointed on that. But I just don't see
Pleasantly disappointed?
Or, yeah, pleasantly surprised, I think would be the way to say that. Sorry,
disappointed.
I'm getting half drunk and I'm definitely tired. So, hopefully I'm pleasantly surprised, is what I'm saying on that. So, hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully it's a good race, but I don't see it happening. I see a Chevrolet or a Toyota winning again this week.
Yeah, Larson has dominated this at this track the past 2 times we've come here. I can see him doing that yet again, but like I said, that 5 team has really been. I mean, they had the speed this past weekend, but execution-wise and speed has just not been there for the 5 team since May, really. So, see how that team does. But yeah, I think Joe Gibbs Racing has always been very strong here. You think about 2311, Bubba Wallace and Tyler Reddick been pretty good here in the past. Definitely Bubba, at least back in his heyday, been very, very good here. You think about Ford, you got, Penske's solid. Blaney was very good here in the spring. Logano was not great. Cindric was not good. RFK, hit or miss as well. Like, they'll have races where, Chris Buescher won this race 3 years ago, but we haven't seen that speed from Roush really since that race.
Sucked in the spring.
And so, I don't really know what to expect from Roush either. Priest is a short track racer. He could show up and show out, and have a chance to win the race at the end. I don't know. But, Trackhouse, Ross been very good here. I don't know, man. I think it's kind of the top 2 teams probably going to be winning this race. That's Joe Gibbs Racing and Hendrick. So, pit road is important. Qualifying is important. Can't lose track position. Unless this tire wears like the spring 2024 race, you're going to have to keep track position to have a chance to win this race. If you get behind, you get a speeding penalty, you get anything, but we have a lot of speeding penalties on pit road this weekend. Book it right now. Kyle Busch will speed on pit road this weekend. He speeds on pit road every other weekend. Bristol is a track where a lot of people speed on pit road. I think the 18 will definitely get a pit road penalty. So if he doesn't spin out 4 times, but I don't know. I think that you can't reach for it. I think that be kind of it could be an interesting race according to how these tires go. But at the end of the day, I still don't know if it'll be a great race. But if aero blocking comes into play like we've seen a whole bunch of times this year, I just don't think if you get the track position, unless you make a mistake or get caught behind a lap car, which could happen. You got to get through lap traffic now, and you've seen lap traffic be very problematic in this next-gen car, and it's very hard to pass lap cars at some point, allowing second place, third place to catch up to you and have a chance to pass you if you don't make the right moves at the right time. And Bristol's so fast, and you got to make the right moves, and so decision making will be very important if you want to win this race. But at the end of the day, I think track position will be king. Tires might matter a little bit more than it has been, but it won't be the end all be all in my opinion. And you got to be there towards the end of the race, and get through lap traffic. The guy that gets through lap traffic the best, I think, will win this race at the end of the day.
Yeah. So with that being said, we've mentioned the guy I think is going to win this race. What's the score looking like these days?
18-14.
18-14 with 8 races left.
Is it 8 or 7?
8.
Yeah, you're right.
Which means there's still a chance.
I told you there's a chance you've won damn 4 straight.
Yeah, but I need to win.
Not really. You could do the same thing the rest of the year and you'd
I
win by
could,
2 or 3 points.
but the likelihood of that happening is very slim, so I need to start getting some wins. With that being said, I think the guy that's going to win this race is Kyle Larson. I know that's the easy pick, and I'm actually kind of conflicted on it because he's been so good the past couple years here.
That's your last time with him.
I know. And he's been so inconsistent since May. But I think he's due, and I think he'll be fast. So I think that's a good pick. I think it's going to give me a good opportunity to get a win, if not just 1 point. So give me Kyle Larson. I think he will qualify well. I think he'll race well, and I think he'll finish up towards the front, possibly with a W at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Obviously, he's dominated the past 2 races here, so that's definitely a good one there. It's a tough one.
Cody Ware.
Yeah. I'm going to go with a guy that needs to win. Might surprise you. Got the pole here in the spring. I think he's going to have to bring it this weekend. I think Hendrick's going to get everything they can to get him in the playoffs. Because his other teammates, like a Larson, like a Byron, like a Chase Elliott, they're pretty safe. I'm picking Alex Bowman this weekend.
Dumb.
I think he's got the speed.
Love it.
He's got the speed. According to they can execute on pit road. I just gave him the you can't do that for not executing. But
I should have picked Cole Custer.
they need to execute, and they need to have a good run. The other teammates can have average runs. I think they're going to put everything in that 48 car to win the race. And I think he could get it done this weekend. So give me Alex Bowman.
We'll see. Well,
I want to pick a Toyota, but fuck Toyota.
Yeah,
Fuck
fuck
them.
'em.
Fuck them all. Fuck them by.
yeah.
They said that yet today.
No, we haven't. But with that being said, go Jackets.
Teal Hannah.
Yes.
Yeah. What you got going on this weekend?
I'm off, so I'll be switching back to third finally
My damn time. My God.
for the first time in 11 weeks. Thursday.
11 weeks of frustration.
Yes.
11 weeks of trying.
Yeah, so
I said that backwards.
finally going back to third shift. Feels like it's been forever.
Oh, good. Then you can stay up with me Monday.
Yep, I can do that.
Wait, no, you can't. You be working. Wait, what? Yeah, you be working.
Yeah, I'll be at
Fuck.
work. I'll be staying up. But
Sunday night, when I get off from day shift.
yeah, you'll stay up Sunday night with me, won't you?
Not the whole time.
Why?
I'll be up. I would have been working. I've been up since 5:30 that
You
morning.
stayed up about 24 hours yesterday.
That was different.
Yeah, we can do it again.
Probably.
But yeah, because we still got to do South Carolina Rice.
That was some bullshit,
I
by
was
the way.
whooping that ass. But
Belton said, "We gonna stop.
yeah,
We gonna stop
you know
using
what?
the internet."
The internet, fuck y'all.
Yeah, whole city
Midnight,
of Belton.
cut it off.
Yeah, that was bad.
But,
I did make the national championship. Remember we were talking about Utah. I had to play Utah in the playoff first round. Probably gonna get swacked. I went on a fucking roll in the playoffs. Beat Utah. Beat Miami in the quarters. Beat Ohio State in the semis.
But then you ran into a buzzsaw of Nico Imavala over.
in UCLA and lost to him in the championship game. It's a damn shame.
2 years.
You left North Texas
Fuck 'em.
because you're a traitor.
South Carolina offered me the job. I got to take that shit.
Yeah, so now you're at South Carolina and I'm still at Rice. I'll probably leave Rice at the end of the season, but we got to play each other week 1. We were playing each other. You were beating my ass, not going to lie. But do it again. I get a redo.
Got to get that done.
Do you want how much were you up by? Like 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, I think it was think it was more than 2.
No, it wasn't more than 2.
I think it was like 17-3 or something like that. Was it
No, I
not?
scored a touchdown. Remember,
you?
because you like switched on the safety and I threw a corner right
that's
to the
right.
tight end.
So it might have been
I
like
think it was 21-7 or something.
21-7, 24-7, something like that. I thought I kicked a field goal in that game too, but
Maybe.
whatever. So I got that going on. College football Saturday. South Carolina plays Vandy. Bigger game than I figured it would be. Noon game. We'll watch Clemson lose to Georgia Tech.
Yeah, probably.
What other big games are this week?
Tennessee, Georgia. I got Tennessee. It's at home.
I don't, but
Tennessee by 7.
we'll see. But college football on Saturday, NASCAR and pro football on Sunday.
I think I might just skip the pro football the rest of the season.
You can watch one of your
Like I
4
said,
teams.
I think the Panthers will beat the Cardinals this weekend.
No, they
I do.
won't.
I think they will.
They won't.
It's on the road, but it is what it is.
But that's what I got going on. But
Yeah, I got to work this weekend, day shift, so that'll be fun. Got to watch Clemson at work. Probably struggle and lose Georgia Tech, so be a great weekend for me. But we'll see how it goes. Bristol Saturday night. Well, I don't know what I'll be doing Sunday. I guess I will be watching Carolina on Sunday because there's nothing else to watch. But got my Packers. They play Thursday night, so I get to watch them Thursday night before I go into work Friday morning. So that'll be exciting. They play the Commanders. Hopefully they can get the win there. But, yeah, that's about it. Follow us on TikTok at the Highline Podcast. Follow the show on YouTube at the Highline Podcast. Follow the show on Instagram at the Highline Official. Follow the show on Spotify and Apple Podcast at the Highline. Hit the notification bell to get every update every time we drop an episode. We'll come back with you next week to review the Bristol night race and preview the round of 12 and much more. Go Tigers.
go Cox.